Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the latest installment of Building the Team. So, you can see there's a lot of figures here. So, we build in honor of Avengers Endgame coming out this weekend. Marvel only, 800 points. Admittedly, I would have maybe considered something a bit higher up. But hey, whatever. Alrighty, so let's get started, shall we? First off, we got ourselves an Avengers team. We got Nick Fury to kick things off, because, well, you know. Anyways, Fury comes in at 45 points. He's got the Avengers keyword and the Avengers Initiative team ability. He's got a trait. I still believe in heroes. If Nick Fury is part of an Avengers themed team and has the lowest point value, character on your starting force, he can use leadership and outwit. When he uses leadership, he's considered 300 points. Okay. Then we got some stealth, which gives rid of sidestep. On attack, we got special power. I recognize the council has made a decision. When an opponent makes a choice from an Avengers Assemble trait, you may roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, change the effect of the other option. Admittedly, I don't think anyone on this team has an Avengers Assembled trait, so yeah. And yes, it does actually pretty much finish up the quote from the first Avengers movie. Got willpower on defense, which gives way to combat reflexes. And on damage, we've got shape change. Alright, so moving on, we've got Ant-Man. Ant-Man comes in at 65 points and has the Avengers team ability. He also has the Armor, Avengers, Defenders, Fantastic Four, and Scientist keywords, as well as improved movement ignores characters. Also, we've got a trait, Ride on Hawkeye's Arrow. When an adjacent friendly character shares a keyword with Ant-Man makes a ranged combat attack. After action resolve, you may place Ant-Man adjacent to the target. Okay. We open up with some stealth, which gives way to on speed. Defensively, we open up with super senses, which gives way to combat reflexes. So we got some outwit on damage, as well as, which gives way to exploit weakness. Alrighty. There we go. Okay. Next up, we've got Wasp. Now, you might be wondering why Wasp has a red base as opposed to everyone else. Well, there's another team that does too. That's because these are pro figures from the Civil War storyline set, which gave pro registration characters a red base. It was for in part, it was easily tell which was which for when it came to the draft format of the events. Anyway, Wasp was at 70 points as the Avengers Celebrities, Lady Liberators, and Pro Division keywords. And she also has improved movement ignores characters. And trait, the magic of Pym particles. Wasp can use shape change. When she does, the result is 6. After action resolve, you may place her adjacent to any character within 6 squares. Alright. We open up with some sidestep on speed, and on attack, click into incapacitate. On defense, she got super senses. On damage, she opens up with range combat expert, which gives way to exploit weakness. Alright, next up we've got Hawkeye, favorite of this. Well, one of my favorites. And my preferred version of the character. So Hawkeye comes in at 75 points, has the Avengers Initiative team ability. He also has the Avengers Martial Arts Spy and Stark Industries keywords. Improved targeting, ignores characters. It's got a trait. You and I remember Budapest very differently. Hawkeye can use Running Shot. When Hawkeye is adjacent to a friendly character named Black Widow, they both modify their attack values by +1, already modified by this effect. Then he opens up with Stealth on speed, which gives way to sidestep. On attack, we open up with Penetrating Sonic Blast, which gives way to the special power Explosive Arrows, which allows Hawkeye to use energy explosion and improve targeting, ignores and destroys blocking terrain. We open some willpower on defense, which gives way to energy shield deflection. On damage, we open up with enhancement, which gives way to the special power the Deadly Hawk. Hawkeye can use ranged combat expert. When he has no action tokens, he may either activate as a ranged combat action, or he may modify his attack by an additional +1 when using it. Okay, not bad. Next up, we've got Scarlet Witch. Alright, Wanda, Scarlet Witch, comes in at 75 points, has both the Avengers and X-Men team abilities. She also has the X-Men, she does have the X-Men, but Avengers, Lady Liberators, Mystical, and X-Men team keywords. She has 2 traits. First is Avengers Unity Division. When this character is given a move action, after action is resolved, she can use the X-Men team abilities as a free action. Next up, we have Hex Magic. Give Scarlet Witch a power action to attach the Hex Magic marker to a character within range and line of fire, removing it from anywhere else. If that character is friendly, then that character, when that character attacks, the critical hit is the roll of 10, 11, or 12. If opposing, when the character attacks, a critical miss is an attack of 2 through 4. When Scarlet Witch is KO'd, remove the Hex Magic marker. Then she opens up with Phasing Teleport, which gives way to Running Shot. On attack, we open up with Precision Strike, which gives way to Psychic Blast. Defensively speaking, you open up with Super Senses, which gives way to Energy Deflection. On damage, we start off with special power Winds of Magic. Scarlet Witch can use enhancement and probability control. And then that gives way to just regular probability control. Alright. Next on the list, we've got the second figure from Civil War storyline set, Spider-Man. Alright. So, Spider-Man comes in at 80 points, has the Spider-Man Ally team ability, as well as the Avengers, Celebrity, Program Registration, and Spider-Man Family keywords. That improved movement ignores elevated and hindering terrain. We got a trait Cloaking Device. Spider-Man can use Shape Change. If he hit with a range attack this turn, he can use Sidestep this turn. We open up with special power on Speed. It's a glider too. Spider-Man can use Running Shot and the Flight ability. That gives way to the to Flurry, which gives way to Stealth. On attack, we open up with Incapacitate, which gives way to Toughness. Or we got Incapacitated on Toughness. Or on defense, we open up with Toughness. On which gives way to Super Senses. And then on damage, we open up without Wit, which gives way to Exploit Weakness. Next up, we've got War Machine. War Machine here comes in at 105 points. So the Avengers Initiative team ability, as well as the Armor, Avengers, Shield, and Soldier keywords. And then pretty sure we got the extra points when we use Plasticity. But he has a trait, Iron Man, for an additional 5 points. Iron Man is right. War Machine can use Plasticity. Anyway, so we open up with Running Shot, which gives way to Sidestep. Then we got Precision Strike on attack, which gives way to Pulse Wave. Defensively, we open up with Impervious, which gives way to Invulnerability, which gives way to Toughness. Next up, we've got Captain America. Yes, this is from when Falcon assumed the mantle of Captain America. No particular reason for these figures, I swear. Anyway, Cap comes in at 130 points, has the Avengers team ability, as well as the Avengers and Shield keywords. Got a trait, Still King of the Birds. At the beginning of the game, place 3 Pigeon Bystander tokens and 1 Red Wing Bystander token in your starting area. Then on Speed, we open up with Running Shot, which gives way to Flurry, which gives way to Charge. On attack, we got Precision Strike. Start with. Defensively speaking, he opens up with How Did I Ever Survive Without a Shield? Captain America can use energy shield deflection, vulnerability, super senses, and willpower. That gives way to toughness, which gives way to empower. And then on damage, we we click into empower, which gives way to exploit weakness. As for the two bystander tokens, well, Pigeon has sidestep, Red Wing has charge, precision strike, and super senses. And finally, last figure on the team. So I've actually been thinking for a while I was thinking about doing a video just about this figure because for reasons. So a few months ago, WizKids released a Captain Marvel gravity feed set. It included 2 chases, one of which was insanely overpowered. Is an insane power level. This one. Anyway. So Captain Marvel comes in at 150 points. She has the Avengers Initiative team ability. She also has the Avengers, Kree, Shield, Cosmic, and Soldier keywords. We got 2 traits. First up is energy absorption. When Captain Marvel takes 2 or more damage from a single attack, after resolutions, note her current click number, and then turn her to click 11. If she would be KO'd, she can't turn to click 11, however. Then, next up is Kree Supremacy, Cosmic Awareness. Friendly characters that are adjacent to or have the Kree keyword have protected opposing probability control. If a friendly character is both adjacent and has the Kree keyword, it can use probability control but only target itself. Good reason to keep people adjacent to her then. Then we've got the special power on attack, Strafing Run. Improved movement ignores characters. Running Shot. When Captain Marvel uses it, after resolution, she may use charge at no cost, but can't target the same character. Okay. We got that for 3 clicks, followed by a few clicks of charge, a few clicks of flurry. Then on attack, we open with Penetrating Psychic Blast, which gives way to super strength. Defense, first off, she's got Indomitable. Then we've got Invincible, and Invulnerability, and then Impervious. Damage, we open up with a few clicks of Leadership, and end with a few clicks of Ranged Combat Expert. Now, her 11th click, which she gets turned to when she would take 2 or more damage, opens up with Hypersonic Speed, Pulse Wave, and then Special Defense Power, Supercharged, Impervious, Colossal Stamina. At the end of your turn, or if Captain Marvel would be KO'd, return her to the most recently noted click number, Protected, Outwit, and Pulse Wave. Yeah. She's kind of a beast. There's a reason why she's still quite solid. I've played against that figure, and it's not a pretty sight. The best you can hope for is the best I was able to do was get her was mind control her and then use her to attack a few of her friendly characters, well, normally friendly characters. Next up, we got ourselves an X-Men team. Starting things off with Laura McTaggart, who's popped up on more than a few X teams of late. For this, 25 points, X-Men team ability, X-Men scientist keywords, headmaster trait, leadership and perplex, but only target other friendly characters with the X-Men keyword. She's got some sidestep, over the willpower, clicks into outwit. Next up, we've got Polaris. I think I've put her on a team or two with this, but generally it was more a case of, yeah. Anyway, Polaris comes in at 50 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as the X-Men keyword, and she also has the trait All New, All Different X-Men. Unique modifier. When this character is healed by the X-Men team ability, Modify its combat value by +1 until your next turn. Okay. Anyway, so on speed, she clicks into Force Blast. On attack, she opens up the special power Magnetrix. Players can use telekinesis. When she uses it to make an object attack, increase the damage dealt by 1. Okay? That gives way to regular telekinesis. Then we open up some barrier on defense, which gives way to willpower, and some enhancement on damage. Not bad. Next up, we've got Kitty Pryde, who's also been pretty commonly seen on X-Men teams of late. Kitty comes in at 50 points, has the X-Men team ability, as well as the all-new X-Men and X-Men keywords, and the Headmaster all-new X-Men trait. Leadership, Perplex, control target other friendly characters, the all-new X-Men or X-Men keywords. Anyway, she opens up on speed with 3 clicks of the special power, Quick, through here. Facing teleport, stealth. Friendly characters can move through walls adjacent to Kitty Pryde. Okay. Then we've got a couple clicks of regular phasing. On attack, we've got a few clicks of Precision Strike. Defensively speaking, we've got a few clicks of Super Senses, which gives away a couple clicks of Willpower. And then on damage, we click into a couple clicks of Exploit Weakness. Next up, we've got Storm. And no, you're not seeing things. The figure is being held on via Scotch tape. The figure was broken in the booster, and by the time I was able to, the way the figure had snapped off was proving to not be enough area to actually put glue on where it would stick. So, tape. All right. Storm comes in at 50 points and has the X-Men team ability. She also has the Wakanda and X-Men team ability, or keywords, as well as the Headmaster X-Men trait, same as Kitty and Moira. Then we've got special power, Come, Children. She can carry 3 passengers, but only if they have the X-Men keyword. Back his way to a couple clicks of sidestep, but back to Come, Children. We got a click of telekinesis, then some late dial energy explosion. We have some willpower to start off with, then some energy deflection, then back to willpower. And then on damage, it's a couple clicks of mid dial range combat expert. Alrighty, next up we've got Professor X. Xavier comes in at 75 points, has the X-Men team ability, X-Men keyword, improved targeting improved targeting can make range attacks out of adjacency, including targeting the person that he's adjacent to. He's also got the Headmaster X-Men trait, same as Storm, Kitty, and Laura. Then we've got, on speed, we open with the special power, I will not harm another if I can help it. Mind control. When Professor X uses it as a range action, he targets all opposing characters within range, regardless of line of fire, and hit targets can't make attacks during this turn. So it's really a great way to, if anything, just move everyone in. Say your opponent has got all of their pieces spread in such a manner to where it's going to be really hard to attack them. Well, as Xavier's there, it's going, hey, why don't all you guys move over here and then we'll just take care of your ass. Shedding. That goes with a regular mind control. Then on speed, we open up with some incapacitate. Defensively speaking, 1, he's got Indomitable, and he's got 4 straight clicks of Defend, and he's got a few clicks of Outwit as well. Next up, we've got X-23. Alright. So, X-23 comes in at an even 100 points, has the X-Men team ability. She also has the all-new X-Men, Circle of 4, Weapon X, X-Force, and X-Men keywords. And then we got a trait, Healing Factor. When X-23 clears action tokens, you may heal her one click. Anyway, on speed, we open up with a special power, Furious Charge. Charge and Flurry. That gives way to Sidestep, which gives way to Stealth. Then on attack, we open up with a special power, Adamantium Claws. X-23 can use Blaze Claw's Fangs. When she does, if the result was 1 or 2, once per turn, you may re-roll the roll. Okay? Next, we've got... that gives way to regular Blaze Claw's Fangs. And she's indomitable, so built-in willpower, yay. On defense, we've got Toughness, which gives way to Super Senses. Then on damage, she opens up with Empower. That gives way to Exploit Weakness, which then gives way to Perplex. Anyway, next up, we've got... Wolverine. The old Knucklehead. And my personal favorite superhero. Wolverine comes in at 130 points, has the X-Men team ability, and the X-Men keywords. He also has the trait Healing Factor, allowing him to use regeneration. When he has 2 action tokens, he can use it as a free action. Then on, we open up with a special attack power, Berserker Barrage. Wolverine can use Blaze Claw's Fangs, Charge, and Flurry. That gives way to regular Flurry, which gives way to Sidestep. Attack, we open up with Precision Strike, which gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, 1, he's indomitable, and 2, he opens up with Combat Reflexes, which gives way to Toughness. Then on damage, he opens up with Empower, and that's it. Next up, we've got Bishop. Bishop here comes in at 140 points, has the PD and X-Men team abilities, as well as the Detective, Future, Police, and X-Men keywords. We open up with a special speed power, Time Slide. Once per game, give Bishop a double power action to use Phasing Teleport. When you do, he can use probability control until your next turn. And after action is resolved, you may give him a close or range combat attack as a free action. Okay. That gives way to Running Shot. He gets a Sharpshooter ability, which allows him to shoot at, make attacks out of range attacks out of adjacency. And he's got a special power there to start off with, Energy Redirection. Bishop can use Energy Explosion. If Bishop heals from his Energy Absorption power since your last turn, he can use 3 targets and modifies his combat values by +1. That gives way to regular Penetrating Psychic Blast. He's indomitable as well. It opens up with Toughness on defense, which then gives way to Energy Absorption. When Bishop would take damage from an opponent's range attack, roll a d6 instead. If the result is 1, 2, or 3, he takes 1 damage. On a 4 or a 5, he heals 1 damage. If it's a 6, he heals 2 damage. And then on damage, we open up with Range Combat Expert, which gives way to Probability Control. And finally, we've got Colossus. Colossus comes in at 169 points, has the X-Men team ability, as well as the Armor, Brute, Defenders, Excalibur, and X-Men keywords. He also has a trait, My Dear Katya. Adjacent friendly characters named Kitty Pryde or Shadowcat modify their defense value by +1. Okay. Alright, so we open up with Charge, which gives way to Flurry. On attack, we open up with Super Strength, which gives way to Quake. Defensively speaking, we open up with a special power, Get Behind Me. Colossus can use Defend and Invincible. That gives way to Impervious, which gives way to Invulnerability. Also, he is Indomitable, so built-in willpower. Then he clicks into Close Combat Expert. He can be quite the beast. Alright, that's the X-Men. Next up, and I built this team as a, can I actually do this at this point, at this build total? The answer is yes, yes I can. So, the next team is a Sinister Syndicate team. And Generally, when it comes to Spider-Man villains, you see groupings of Sinister Six. However, once upon a time, there was an iteration, the Sinister 12. Admittedly, yes, Spider-Man handled them with help from the Avengers. But still, I took it upon myself to see if I could build an 800 point Sinister Syndicate team with exactly 12 figures on it. Turns out I can. So, starting off, we've got Tinkerer. Tinkerer comes in at 30 points, has the Sinister Syndicate team ability. Yeah. He also has the Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, and Scientist keywords. We've got a couple clicks of stealth, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep, some willpower, followed by some initial explosion. And then we open up on damage with a special power. All these wonderful toys, Empower and Enhancement. And you can give a power action to generate a standard light or heavy object. That's actually pretty good, decent. That then gives way to Perplex. Next up, we've got Norman Osborn, who I use often on Sinister Syndicate teams. Comes in at 50 points, has a Sinister Syndicate team ability, as well as the Dark Avengers, Hammer, Sinister Syndicate, and Politician keywords. Traits, still wearing the mask underneath. At the beginning of the game, you may place a character named Green Goblin from your sideline on this card on any click and choose a power from that click. Norman Osborn can use that power this game. So we'll be using this one from Sinister Foes. And the power of his that we'll be using is the damage power, a team of incompetence I have to show the way, allowing Green Goblin to use Enhancement and Perplex. We've got some stealth, followed by a click to charge. Blank attack up until super strength at the very end. Willpower and then toughness at the very end. Then we've got outwit, perplex, outwit, and then battle fury at the end. Okay. Next up, we've got Vulture, who again we often use these. Vulture comes in at 50 points. Has a Sinister Syndicate and Scientist keywords, as well as a Sinister Syndicate team ability. Trait, King Crook of the Skies. Opposing characters with the boots and speed will modify their attack by -1 when targeting Vulture with a close attack. Some charge, followed by sidestep, some blades, some initial deflection, which gives way to combat reflexes, which gives way to willpower. And at the very end, on damage, we get some, the last couple clicks on damage, we've got exploit weakness. Next up is Kingpin, who is the linchpin of this entire team. Kingpin here comes in at 50 points, has a Sinister Syndicate team ability, as well as the Sinister Syndicate and Politician keywords. Got a trait, My City, My Rules. Kingpin and friendly characters within 8 squares are considered adjacent to each other for purposes of the Sinister Syndicate team ability, which is good. You know, and you don't end up with so many clumps of characters this way. Then we got special damage, then we got stealth for the first couple clicks, a couple clicks of toughness, followed by a couple clicks of combat reflexes, a couple clicks of the special power Overlord of Crime. Kingpin can use leadership and outwit. When he uses leadership, he can remove an action token from a character with a Sinister Syndicate keyword, regardless of point value. Not so much an issue anymore, but yeah. That gives way to Close Combat Expert. Next up is Mysterio. Mysterio comes in at 60 points and has the Sinister Syndicate team ability, as well as the Sinister Syndicate and Celebrity keywords. He's got a trait, Illusions and Nightmares. Mysterio starts the game with the Mist Marker, as seen here, attached. And while it's attached, all lines of fire to Mysterio are hindered. Give Mysterio a power action and choose an opposing character within range and line of fire, and attach the Mist Marker to them, removing it from anywhere else. When another character with the Mist Marker attacks, makes an attack, target can use Shape Change. If a target can already use Shape Change, that target can use Super Senses. When the character with the Mist Marker attached hits or is KO, attach the Mist Marker back to Mysterio. So we got some stealth and mind control going back and forth there. A couple non-adjacent clicks of incapacitate, Back and forth between super senses and barrier on defense. And then we got a few instances of probability control on damage. Next up, we've got Electro. Electro comes in at 70 points, has a Sinister Syndicate team ability, as well as the Sinister Syndicate keyword. We got some running shot, which gives way to sidestep. Full dial of the special attack power, light you all up. When Electro makes a range attack, he can use Precision Strike. If he targets at least 2 characters, he can also use Energy Explosion. If he targets 3 characters, the damage on is penetrating damage. Okay. Then on defense, we've got a straight dial of Energy Deflection. Next up, we've got Shocker. Shocker comes in at 75 points, has the Sinister Syndicate and Masters of Evil team abilities. He also has the Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, and Thunderbolts keywords, and the Superior to the Other Guys trait. Once per turn for all characters with this trait, if a character uses a Sinister Syndicate team ability to replace their attack value with Shockers, that character generates knockback during this attack. Anyway, looking at the dial, we've got some running shot, which gives our Force Blast. Then we've got on attack, we open up with Vibro Gauntlets. Shocker can use Penetrating Psychic Blast and may generate knockback when he does. Give Shocker a ranged combat action to make a range attack using improved targeting, ignores and destroys blocking terrain. When Shocker makes a range attack, hit characters modify their attack values by -1 until your next turn. Okay. And that gives way to regular Penetrating Psychic Blast. Defensively speaking, we've got some toughness, which gives way to willpower. Next up, we've got Dr. Octopus. So, Doc Ock here comes in at 75 points, has a Sinister Syndicate team ability. As well as the Sinister Syndicate and Scientist keywords. He also has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and characters. 2 traits. First off, Sinister 6 United. Stealth, but only if your force has 3 or more characters. So, check. Improved movement ignores hindering terrain, but only if your force has 5 or more characters. Check. Modify all combat values by +1, but only if your force has exactly 6 characters. Eventually, check. Next up, we've got Arms of the Octopus. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one. Energy Shield Deflection, Flurry, Passengers 2, free move up to 4 squares. Dr. Octopus can use the chosen power or ability until your next turn. So we got sidestep for the entirety of his dial. On the latter portion of the dial, we've got Precision Strike. Then we've got Mastermind to start off with, followed by Combat Reflexes for the next few. A couple clicks about Whip, followed by a couple clicks of Leadership. It's interesting that Leadership is actually mid-dial, as opposed to most characters who have Leadership at the top of their dial. Alrighty, next up we've got the Beetle. Beetle comes in at 75 points, has a Sinister Syndicate team ability. He also has the Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, and Armor keywords. Got 3 traits here. First off is Signature Equipment, Beetle Pod. Beetle may start the game with the Beetle Pod equipped. Beetle Pod. Beetle Pod gives him the flight ability as well as the flight symbol, as well as toughness and speed value +2. So, okay. We got Sinister 6 United trait, same as Doc Ock. And finally, Organizer of the Sinister Syndicate. Leadership. When a friendly character within 6 squares replaces its attack by using the Sinister Syndicate team ability, modify the attack by an additional +1. Okay? We got 3 clicks of Running Shuffle by 3 clicks of Sidestep, 4 clicks of Energy Explosion, and then 4 clicks of Super Senses followed by 3 clicks of Initial Deflection, some Perplex at the beginning and middle of the dial, and then finishing up with 2 clicks of Range Combat Expert. Not too shabby. Next up, we've got Venom. Venom comes in at 75 points as well. Has the Sinister Syndicate team ability. As well, and also has 3 traits. As well, he also has the Maximum Carnage, Sinister Syndicate, Monster, and Reporter keywords. As well as Improved Mood ignores Elevated and Hindering Terrain. So, the first trait, Signature Equipment, Venom Symbiote. Venom may start the game with the Venom Symbiote attached. Okay. Next up, then the Venom Symbiote affords plasticity, shape change, and allows for automatic breakaway. Alright. Next up, we got Calling Help from the Venomverse. Once per turn for all characters with this trait, when Venom hits an opposing character after resolutions, you may roll a d6. On a 3, 4, 5, or 6, place another friendly character with whose name includes Venom adjacent to Venom. Sadly, no one else on the team has Venom in their name, so. Then we also have the Sinister 69 trait, so same as Beetle and Doc Ock. Alright, looking at the die, we get 3 clicks of charge followed by 3 clicks of sidestep, 3 clicks of blades followed by 3 clicks of seal energy, 3 clicks of super senses followed by 3 clicks of combat reflexes, 3 clicks of exploit weakness followed by 3 clicks of perplex. Not bad. Not bad at all. Next up, we've got the Lizard. Lizard comes in at 80 points. Has the Sinister Syndicate team ability as well as the Sinister Syndicate Animal, Sponsor, and Scientist keywords. Got the Dolphin Speed symbol, so water's not a problem for him. We got a couple clicks of charge, a couple clicks of leap climb, a couple clicks of flurry, full dial of Blaze Claw's Face, and a full dial of toughness, opening dial of Battle Fury, which gives way to the special power Cellular Regeneration. When Lizard takes damage from an attack, heal him 1 click. When Lizard has 2 action tokens, he uses Regeneration as a free action. Okay. And finally, we've got Boomerang, Peter Parker's current roommate. No, really, that's the thing that's going on in the comics. Anyway, Boomerang has the Sinister Syndicate and Masters of Evil team abilities, as well as the Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, and Thunderbolt's keywords. He also has improved targeting and ignores characters. And he has a superior to the other guys trait. Similar to Shockers, however, when someone replaces their attack value with boomerangs, the character can use precision strike during the attack. Anyway, so we open up with a couple clicks of running shot, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep, followed by a couple clicks of stealth. Then on attack, we got a couple clicks of energy explosion, followed by precision strike for the rest of the dial. Defensively, when you open up with a special power, mid-air boomerang deflection. Boomerang can use energy shield deflection. When Boomerang has no action tokens and will be hit by a range attack, you may give him an action token to immediately use super senses. Yeah. After that, we have a few clicks of toughness. And on damage, we open up with got my own gang now, and they sort of listen to me. Boomerang can use leadership. When he does and fails, you may give an action token to an adjacent friendly character, and if you do, remove an action token from Boomerang. After that, we get a couple clicks of Ranged Combat Expert, followed by a couple clicks of Outwit. And that is the Sinister 12. Alrighty, next up we've got ourselves an X-Force team. Alrighty, kicking things off, we've got Boom Boom. Comes in at 60 points and has the X-Men team ability, as well as the New Mutants, X-Factor, X-Force keywords. She's got Running Shot followed by Sidestep. On attack, we begin with special power 3, 2, 1, Boom. Boom Boom can use Energy Explosion and Penetrating Psychic Blast. When she makes a range attack and has no action tokens, modify her attack and damage values by +1. That gives way to regular energy Explosion. Then on defense, we open up with Energy Shield Deflection, which gives way to Willpower. Next up, we've got Shatterstar. Personal favorite. Shatterstar comes in at 60 points as well. Has the X-Men team ability, as well as the Mojoverse, X-Force, and Warrior keywords. We also have a trait engineered to be the ultimate fighter, allowing Shatterstar to use Sidestep and Toughness. Then we got Charge, which gives it a flurry. On attack, we open up with special power Twin Blades. Shadow Strike can use Blaze Claw's Fangs. When he does, once per turn, you may re-roll the D6 roll. Okay? Then that gives rid of regular Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, we open up with Combat Reflex, which gives way to Super Senses, which then gives way to Regeneration. And then at the end of the dial, last 2 clicks he's got some probability control. Alrighty, next up we've got Cannonball. Alright, Cannonball comes in at 75 points and has the X-Men team ability. He also has the Hellions, New Mutants, X-Force, and X-Men keywords. Then we've got special power on speed, blast off, beat down. Cannonball can use charge, force blast, and improved movement. Ignores and destroys blocking terrain and ignores characters. When he moves 4 or more squares in only a direct path, increases his attack and damage values by +1 this turn. Then that gives way to regular charge, and finally Earthbound Neutralize on his last click. Surprisingly, nothing at all on attack. Now on defense, we've got Blast Shield. Cannonball can use Energy Shield Deflection and Toughness. When Cannonball moves 4 or more squares and only in a direct path, he can use Invulnerability to the Toughness until his next turn. And then we've got a few clicks of Combat Reflexes. On damage, we open up, we click into Empower, then a few clicks of Close Combat Expert, and at the very end with the special power External. Once per game, stop. Cannonball can use Regeneration normally or as a double power action. If he uses it as a double power action, do not subtract 2 from the result. Which, with the changes made to how Regeneration works, would probably be interpreted as don't have the result. Alright, next up we've got Domino. Alright, so Domino comes at 90 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as the 6-pack X-Force Assassin, Soldier, and Spy keywords. She also has the trait X-Force, allowing her to use Stealth, and the trait Bad Luck Lady. Domino can use probability control. When an opposing character rerolls an attack targeting Domino, immediately modify the attacker's attack and damage values by -1. On the dial, we get a couple clicks of Running Shot, followed by a couple clicks of Precision Strike, or Sidestep, I mean. Then on attack, we get some Precision Strike, followed by Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defensively speaking, we open up with Combat Reflexes, which gives way to Super Senses, which gives way to Regeneration. And then on the last 2 clicks of the dial, we've got Shape Change. Next up, we've got Wolverine. And this is actually a different Wolverine than the one I used last week. Same sculpt, but different dial and point value. So, Wolverine comes in at 100 points. Has the Weapon X, X-Force, and X-Men keywords, and the trait, The Best There Is. Wolverine's powers and abilities can't be countered. At the beginning of your turn, heal Wolverine a number of clicks equal to his action tokens. So, heal, if he's taking a little bit of damage, you can pop him back up 1 or 2 clicks at the beginning of the turn. Alright, then we got some Charge, which gives way to Flurry. Some Blaze, which gives way to Precision Strike. Some Toughness, which gives way to a little bit more of Combat Reflexes. On damage, he's indomitable as well, so always a good thing. Then damage, we got Explode Weakness, which gives way to Battle Fury. Alrighty, next up we've got Cable, who we've also seen quite often. I like X-Force, and I like Cable, what can I say? Anyway, Cable comes in 120 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as the New Mutants, 6-pack, X-Force, X-Men, Armor, Future, and Soldier keywords. He's also got improved movement, ignores hindering terrain, as well as the trait X-Force, allowing him to use Stealth. On speed, we open up with a special power Body Slide. Cable can use Facing Teleport. When he does moves 5 squares or less, after action resolve, he may make a close or range attack. That gives way to some Running Shot, and then back to Body Slide, then Flurry, then back to Body Slide. On attack, we open up with penetrating psychic blast, which gives way to energy explosion. Defensively speaking, first off, he's got Indomitable, so built-in willpower. That gives way to Techno-Organic Body and Telekinetic Shield. Cable can use Invulnerability. When he has less than 2 action tokens, he can use Energy Shield Deflection. Okay. That gives way to Toughness, which then gives way to Regeneration. On damage, we've got a couple clicks of Probability Control, followed by a couple clicks of Ranged Combat Expert, followed by a couple clicks of Explode Weakness, followed by another click of Probability Control. Next up, we've got everyone's favorite Merc with the Mouth, Deadpool. And yes, this is the Deadpool setup for word balloons. Alright, Deadpool comes in at 135 points, has the Agency X, Assassin, Deadpool Core, Heroes for Hire, Six-Pack, Thunderbolts, Weapon X, and X-Force keywords. Plus we got the trait, I've been kicked off better teams than this, but you seem to be recruiting. During your first turn, you may choose to have Deadpool lose all keywords. If you do, he may choose a copyable team ability on opposing character possesses, and he may use it this game. Also, you got the word bubble ability. I give a free action and attach a word balloon to him, replacing any currently attached, and then use the associated effects. And we'll go over which word balloons we'll be using as well. So, all right, then we open up with some running shot, which gives way to running shot, which gives way to sidestep, which gives way to facing teleport. We click into Blaze Claw's Fangs, and then Pulse Wave. He's Indomitable, but we open up with Toughness, which gives way to Super Senses, which then gives way to Ridiculous Regeneration. Whenever Deadpool will be dealt damage from an attack, roll a d6 instead. On a result of 1, he takes the damage plus 1. On a 2 or a 3, he takes the normal amount of damage. On a 4 or a 5, he takes 1 damage. On a result of 6, he heals 1 damage. Power cannot be countered or ignored. After that, he gets regular regeneration. Then clicks into Perplex, which then gives way to Outwit. And the final member of the team that we'll be using is Colossus. Same one we used, same one from last week. 150 points, X-Men team ability, as well as the X-Men and Armor keywords, Improved Movement, Ignored Cindering Train, Trader Super Strength. Opens up with the special power Former Juggernaut, Charge, and Enhanced Improved Movement, Ignores and Destroys Blocking Terrain, then Sidestep, then Former Juggernaut, then Sidestep. We got a big chunk of Quake right at the beginning of the dial. Well, majority of the dial, actually. Indomitable, then we get 2 clicks of Invincible, 4 of Impervious, and 2 of Invulnerability. And then the middle 4 clicks all have Close Combat Expert. Not too shabby. Alright, so word balloons. Okay. First off, we've got Fourth Wall. What Fourth Wall? This character needs probability control, but only when targeted with an attack. Next up, we've got Quick, Shield Me With Your Bodies. Modify this character's defense value by +1 when adjacent to a friendly character that has 50 points or more. That was cool and explodey. When this character makes a ranged combat attack, if the attack roll is at least 3 greater than the target's defense value, give opposing characters adjacent to the target an action token. Hammer Time. This character can use Energy Explosion, Quake, the Flight ability, and modifies its attack value by +1. When this character misses with an attack, remove this from the game, and word balloons with this name can't be attached to friendly characters for the rest of the game. And then, finally, Broccoli. Why can't it be meat? Opposing characters within 8 squares occupying hindering terrain can't be healed. Okay. Probably I'll have to start off with Hammer Time as if anything, just for the Alpha Strike purposes. Alright, next up, and final team Yes, I actually built 5. Didn't intend to, but it just kind of, happened that way. But the finale. Guardians of the Galaxy. So first off, we've got Gamora. Gamora comes in at 60 points. Has the Grace's Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity Watch, Assassin, and Warrior keywords. We've got Improved Movement, ignores characters. Open up with some Charge, which is with a sidestep. On attack, we got Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defensively speaking, we open up with Take Advantage of his sloppiness. Gamora can use Super Senses. When she uses Super Senses to evade a close combat attack, you may immediately place her into a square adjacent to the attack. That gives you combat reflexes. Then on damage, we open up with Exploit Weakness, which then gives way to Close Combat Expert. Okay. Next up, we've got Yondu. So, Yondu comes in at 76 points. Has the Guardians of the Galaxy and Mystical keywords. He's also got Improved Movement, or Improved Targeting. Can make ranged attacks out of adjacency, including to target a character he's adjacent to. We have a trait, Yaka Arrows. Give Yondu a power action. Make a ranged combat attack targeting a single opposing character regardless of line of fire. Okay. Okay, so we've got some running. Let's see. Open up with running shot. On attack, we got Precision Strike. Defensively, we got Super Sense, which is regeneration. And then on damage, we click into Ranged Combat Expert. Next up, we've got Star-Lord. Star-Lord comes in at 79 points, has the Guardians of the Galaxy, Soldier, Spartoy, and Warrior keywords. And he's got Improved Targeting, ignores hindering terrain. Then we open up with Running Shot, which is a sidestep. On attack, we got Precision Strike, which gives way to the special power Eat My Dust. Star-Lord can use Charge and has the Flight ability, or Flight symbol. After he moves an action resolve, he can use Smoke Cloud as a free action. When he does, he may place any number of hindering terrain markers, but only in squares he moved through. On defense, we open up with Toughness, which gives way to initial deflection. And then on damage, we open up with a special power, Leader of the Guardians. Star-Lord can use Leadership. When he does, if he removes an action token from one character with the Guardians of the Galaxy keyword, modify that character's combat value by +1 until your next turn. Okay. And then that gives way to Ranged Combat Expert. Next up, we've got Moondragon. Alright, so Moondragon comes in 85 points. Has the Avengers, Defenders, Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity Watch, and Martial Artist keywords. We open up Running Shot, which gives you a charge. On attack, we got Telekinesis, which gives you to Psychic Intrusion. Moondragon can use Penetrating Psychic Blast. When she does, after her actions resolve, she may use Mind Control to target a hit character as a free action. Then that gives way to the Precision Strike. Defensively, so we can get Initial Deflection, which gives way to Combat Reflexes. Then on damage, we've got Shape Change, which is way to Outwit, which gives way to Close Combat Expert. Next up, we've got Angela. Who originally appeared in Todd McFarlane's Spawn. Anyway, Angela comes at 94 points, has the Deity, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Warrior keywords. We've got a trait, Hunt the Hellish to the Ends of the Earth. When an opposing character targets Angela after action resolve, you may place a prey token on that character's card. Give Angela a power action to be placed adjacent to an opposing character with a prey token on its card, and then make a close combat attack as a free action targeting that character. Okay? Looking at that, we got some Charge, which gives way to Phasing Teleport. We got Blaze Claw's Fangs. We got some Invulnerability, which gives way to Toughness, then Combat Reflexes. And then we also get some Close Combat to start with. Alright, next up we've got Drax. Alright. Drax is at 100 points. Has the Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity Watch, Brute, and Warrior keywords. We have trait Slice and Dice. Drax begins the game with 2 Blade tokens on his card. When Drax has 2 of these tokens, he can use Flurry. When he has at least 1 of these tokens, he can use Blaze Claw's Fangs. When he has none of these tokens, he can use Plasticity and Super Strength. When the opposing character with his Blade token on his card is KO'd, place a Blade token back on this card. We have some Charge, that gives me a Sidestep. On attack, we got a special power Blade Throw. Give Drax a power action to remove a Blade token from this card to make a ranged combat attack as if he had a range value of 6. If you do, roll a d6 to replace his damage value with the result and lock it, then place a Blade token on his hit target's card. Then on defense, we got special power Never Stops, Never Tires. Drax needs invulnerability and willpower. And that gives way to toughness. Next up, we've got another Star-Lord. Yay, neighbors. Alright, so Star-Lord comes at 110 points. Has the Guardians of the Galaxy, Imperial Guard, Spartoy, Pilot, and Warrior keywords. He's got improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain. Got a trait Guard of the Whole Galaxy. Friendly characters with the Guardians of the Galaxy keyword may replace their defense value with the highest printed defense values among friendly characters with that keyword. Okay. Note, nothing said about adjacency, so yeah. Drax is and currently Drax is top spot at 18. Alright, so we got some running shot, which gives way to stealth, some energy explosion, we get some energy deflection, which gives way to combat reflexes. On damage, we open up with special power, a tactical maneuver. Star-Lord can use Outwit. When he does, he can count range and draw lines of fire from any friendly character that shares a keyword with him. That gives way to Range Combat Expert, which then gives way to Close Combat Expert. And finally, we've got Martyr. So, Martyr comes in at 160 points, has the Guardians of the Galaxy, Kree, Assassin, Cosmic, Herald, and Warrior keywords. She also has has improved targeting in North hindering terrain. We open up with a special power on movement, or on speed. Martyr can use hypersonic speed and stealth, or Shadow Agent of Oblivion, which allows her to use hypersonic speed and stealth. That gives her a running shot. Next up, we open with Penetrating Psychic Blast, which gives way to Pulse Wave, which then gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs. She's indomitable, and we open with Vulnerability on defense, followed by Toughness, followed by Regeneration. And and on damage, we open up with Perplex. That gives way to the special damage power Martyr to Oblivion. Give Martyr a free action and deal her 1 unavoidable damage and choose one. Heal all adjacent friendly characters 1 click, or heal 1 adjacent friendly character 2 clicks. And as an added bonus, because points, we'll also be utilizing 2 pieces of equipment with this. First off, the Wrecker's Enchanted Crowbar. Wrecker's Enchanted Crowbar gives the bearer exploit weakness, and when they attack, hit characters that can use Invincible or Impervious can use Invulnerability instead. Okay. Next up, we've got the Blood Axe. Blood Axe gives the bearer Battle Fury, Exploit Weakness, and Seal Energy. So the plan is to give the Blood Axe to Angela and the Enchanted Crowbar to Drax. Seeing as how Angela does not have range value, and well, Drax does have the whole knife throwing thingy. And if he's at Battle Fury, he can't do the knife throwing, so yeah. Alright, that's it for these teams, and I swear, these first and last teams they were picked, it was nothing to do with anything else going on why I picked those specific figures, just wanted to run them. That's all. Anyway, that is it for this week. For this week's building a team. Oh, yeah, Battle Report from last time. Used the X-Men and lost twice. One of the new players we got a new player, however, he used my X-Force team. Did pretty well with it, including beating my own X-Force team. So, or my own X-Men team with it. So, anyway, that's it for this week's building the team. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. This is links to Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon subscription down below. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put new content. And as always, this is Rocco Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.